Yeah, I'd lived in Iran since 1970, from 1973 until 1986.
About 10 years, 10 to 11.
Around about 25 years, and then I came to United States as a foreign exchange student, and I was here for 6 years, and then went back home for 10 years. Then I came to United States, and that's probably more here than in Iran.
Revolution began about 1978. Was the beginning of it, but 1979 is when it really was at its full swing, where everybody was in the streets, and the demonstrations were going on, and the emotions were boiling, and we were in the middle of the actual full-blown revolution.
The immediate causes were a kind of inequality, socially and also economically in the society, because at that time the economy was booming because of the price of the oil and lots of other stuff.
Shah kind of, the person who was in charge, there was the monarchy, Shah kind of lost touch with the everyday people, and people were fed up with him spending basically all the money of the country on throwing lavish parties and entertaining guests, and so people were fed up with the monarchy, people were fed up with the Shah, and so they wanted to change.
Women were not able or were not allowed to work, and the men has to work double so to protect their family. And one of the basic things, don't get involved and don't say anything about the governments.
From one dictatorship we went to another dictatorship, plus as a woman I left all the the rights that we tried to have during the Pahlavi's time era. We lost it as well.
On top of that, there was a war going on. Iraq, Saddam Hussein, which is the leader of Iraq, decided that they wanted to attack and then invade Iran at that time, a year after the revolution broke out. So we were also in the middle of war. Not only were we being beaten as children by our own teachers, we were also being beaten down by bombs. We escaped and came to France, and then tried to get a visa to come to the United States. I tried to get a visa to come to the United States as a student. I was not able to get that, and we had to go to Italy. And it was in Italy that we were given the chance. I was given a student visa, and my mom was able to get here on a tourist visa. And then once we arrived in the United States, we were able to seek asylum and become political refugees. And we were granted political refugee status. We became residents in America, and then became naturalized citizens.
We actually lived through the war. We were still in Iran when war was happening. I remember being in school, and the sirens would go on, and they would take all the students and they would take us into the basement of the high school, or at that time middle school that we were in, to protect everybody, because bombs were being dropped and everybody had to go take shelter. And then after a while they just stopped, so there was no school.
When the war ended at the border, but the war of economy came back to the inside of the country. And the people that were fighting for war, when they came back from war, they thought they owned everything.
You don't overcome it. And I want people to understand that. You don't overcome the experiences. You learn to live with them.